Texas roots, where my heart belongs, where my heart belongs. Take me back to South Texas roots.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode. Another crisp morning. It's supposed to heat up to about 84, 85 today. Check out that sun back behind me. It looks amazing. I like this camera. It picks up a lot of the sunlight stuff pretty good. Sometimes it's a little too bright, but right now it's got a nice little sunrise. Coming out here checking on my animals. What's up, guys? Got two of the hens back there. All right, let's do the whole YouTuber homestead thing. Gotta show feeding your animals, otherwise that doesn't happen. Oh, Louie. Bunch of cracked corn for the goats. Chickens I just fed yesterday, so they should have water and feed left, which they do, half a container. What's up, girls? What's up, girls? I know, you are probably hungry. A little bit of this, some hay, and y'all go free range. All right, ladies, enjoy. So, easy as that. Animals are fed. Trying to keep these chickens locked up. I let them free range the other day, locked them up, and then two of the hens were out. So, I had to try to figure out a way to get them all locked up again and tricked them with a little bit of food. Works every time. So, anyways, we got a project lined up. I'm hoping I can actually get this done today. It all depends if I can get this equipment to start. We've had people coming out working on the well, and well, no pun intended. I was walking to mom and dad's last night, went back over to check on something, and I noticed there was a PVC pipe sticking out from under their fence, and it was pumping water. I had to stop it to be able to get inside the fence. What's up, Bama? What's up, Tex? So, what we're looking at over here, like I said, they just put the line on the ground. Got the solar hooked up. It's about almost 800 watts, so plenty enough to push this pump. Got it hooked up over here. So basically what I need to do is cut the pipe down here. Like I said, they just did rough plumbing. Basically I'm gonna have to cut it. We'll dig down, bury it. I'm gonna move this pipe over, straighten it up a little bit more. We're gonna trench to the cabana, and then from the cabana out to the fence, under it, and out to the pond. That's at least what the game plan is today. And then I don't know if we have any conduit or not, but I'm gonna go pick up some conduit, and we're gonna try to run power also from the cabana over here to the solar. Right now this is working strictly off solar, so it only works with the direct sunlight. So I don't know, pretty nice little setup. I gotta learn all this stuff, so doesn't look too complicated. But yeah, nice big setup there. And like I said, hopefully I can get this little mini excavator started. I was working with the tractor on one of the last videos out in the pond, brought it back over here to the barn, and the next day I went out there and tried cranking it. It didn't start, so I don't know if something with the battery came loose or if I need to go and try to jump start it, but I think it's blocking the mini excavator. So one thing at a time, we'll try to knock that out first, and then we'll get back out here. We're gonna try to start digging. Alrighty, just like that, I've already hit a snag. Got the truck out here at Dad's shop, got my jumper cables. This little mini excavator that we got on Marketplace, little Chinese mini excavator, is giving me problems starting. It's not been started in a very long time. So I'm gonna go to the store, get some starter fluid. I need to get more gas for it, but I'm going to press the key in. I'm sure all the mechanics watching saying, that's this part, that's that part, and you're probably right. I'm not a mechanic, so I don't know. I'm just gonna start out with, like I said, trying to jump start it. Once I find the battery on this thing, I don't even know where that's at. I haven't really messed with this machine too much, but try to figure that out. And then the tractor over here, Jason and I were doing some fence work. And yeah, let me get up here. I apologize, the shop is dirty. I take 100% responsibility for it. Too many projects going on, and I don't clean up after myself, and it's gonna make one hell of a cleanup video in the future, I'll say that, because I'm definitely going to get this shop cleaned up. Matt's got an old Chevy Trailblazer that's lifted. He's had that thing for years. He was talking about bringing it in here, hanging up some plastic and stuff, and we're going to try to repaint it and do a little bit of automotive stuff. He's better with engines and all that kind of stuff. I'm very much an amateur with this stuff, but I'm still going to try to get it started. But as far as the tractor goes, like I said, we were working on fencing on one of the last videos, and look, nothing. All right, so I got 2 paperweights here in the barn that I'm gonna try to work on and get started. Like I said, I gotta run to Dollar General. I'm gonna get starter fluid, something to drink, then I gotta go to Stripes and get some gas and put that in the Mini. I think the tractor still got plenty of diesel in it. I think the tractor just needs to be jump started, but what do I know, right? So anyways, I'm gonna go get that stuff. We'll check back in, and fingers crossed we can get these machines working so I can get this trench dug out. There's no way in hell I'm gonna try to dig here in the South Texas hard ass dirt by hand that distance from the well over to the cabana. That's probably at least 30, maybe 40 feet. And then I got to go from the cabana out to the fence, which is an additional 10 foot under the fence, and then an additional probably 15 to 20 foot out. So that's too much to do by hand, especially right now. The ground's too hard. So fingers crossed I can get this machine working. I'll be back here in a second. Wish me luck. Very thankful we have Dollar General so we don't have to drive into town, but even then it's only 15 minutes away or so, so this is just convenient for us. I'm hoping they have starter fluid. I can always use that for many different projects, so they usually have pretty much everything we need. So Dollar General, do not let me down this time, especially now that I'm recording, but we've officially made it all of a minute and a half later. So anyways, I'm gonna run inside and we'll see what they have and we'll check back in. Alrighty, Dollar General, you did good. Check that out. Got some carb choke cleaner, starter fluid, a Monster, and a new pair of gloves because I was mowing Mom and Dad's backyard this week and I left my gloves on my mower, and Tex and Bama decided they wanted to have some fun with my old gloves. And yes, I know that's bad for you. So is reading the comments section on the internet, so don't give me any shit, guys. Alright, so I got the truck pulled in. Got my cables hooked up. I'm gonna let it try to charge the battery for a bit, then I'm gonna try to start it up. Not sure if that's gonna do the trick or not, but we'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm not a mechanic by any means. I don't know really much about anything as far as engines go, so just kind of playing it by ear, just doing the basic stuff that I think, and then try to move along and see if it's gonna work, and if not, we'll try something else. But like I said, this machine has not been started in a very long time, and it seems like every time we start it, it always gives us a little bit of issue starting, and then it works fine after that. So I don't know, I'll let this charge up for a bit. We'll check back in, fingers crossed I can get this thing to work, but yeah, I don't know, we'll see. Let me just try to crank it real quick. All right, maybe it was just the battery. That sounds a lot better than it did, so I'm gonna let it sit there for a second longer. I think I might actually got this working. I'm just hoping it's just the battery. Like I said, it's been sitting for a very long time. The tractor, I think it just needs a jump start. Maybe something got left on. I don't think I left anything on when I was using it last, but you never know. Something could have just been left on, but I'll get this thing jump started. And like I said, I got a whole nother video coming up of me having to clean up all this stuff. So I don't know, it'd make it look a lot better. And like I said, Matt's gonna bring his vehicle in at some point. We're gonna try to clean it out and then get it all painted up, fix the sunroof, all that good stuff, and then we'll have 2 off-road vehicles for the ranch. So let me try it one more time on video, and if it starts, it starts. If it doesn't, we'll try back in. So let's see what happens. Here we go. Whoa, 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 Kimosabi. All right, it's gonna work. So let me take off all this crap. Well, I guess I didn't necessarily need to buy starter fluid, but whatever. You can always use starter fluid for anything, really. So get that out of the way. That other bottle fell down here. Alright. Actually, I'm gonna put this back on. Alrighty, about an hour later, I finally got it started. I brought it out to the cabana. I need to let that old gas try to cycle through. There was a little bit left in there, so I have the machine going at a high RPM right now, trying to get all that old gas out, and then I'll be able to work. What's up, buddy? You can see the water's coming out. We got direct sunlight, so it is pumping out right now. And then I'll have to go back in and trench over here and bury this line in so the goats don't mess with it and won't freeze. But speaking of freezing, let me walk past this machine real quick. I'm only gonna go down at the deepest 1 foot. It does not freeze very often down here, especially down below the ground, so I don't need it more than a foot. And then also, we're gonna run some wire across there too and some conduit, so I gotta see if we have that as well, which I think I had some left over from when we did electric at my place. Realistically, I don't even have to have like actual conduit. I just have some kind of pipe or something, but trying not to spend a lot of money. I have some extra Romex left over from my house build as well that I'm gonna go pick up, and hopefully that'll be enough to stretch from the cabana over to the solar. And I just noticed we have some extra 1-inch pipe that I had when I trenched in over there at my place initially to be able to have well water go to my place. So I might be able to use some of that PEX pipe if I have a fitting from, I guess, PVC to PEX. But other than that, I'm gonna let this go ahead and just warm up a little bit longer, then I'll start doing some digging. Like I said, it's about 30 to 40 feet this way, 10 feet to the fence, and then an additional 10 feet. So with that being said, it is time to officially stop talking. Let's get to digging. night I had to switch into some shorts. It's very, very hot out here. When you're sitting on that machine, you're basically almost sitting on top of the engine. So anyways, I got this done. That was about a 30, maybe 40 foot stretch. Like I said, I only went down maybe a foot deep, not very deep, just enough to be able to put the water lines in. And then I had some of this black piping left over from one of my projects in my house. And it just so happened to be the perfect length over here to use as conduit to run our wire up over here. So that kind of worked out good. Once again, not the deepest. It doesn't have to be that deep out here. And then back over here to the well. I'm gonna have to hand dig over here. I don't want to risk using the machine too close to the electric and all this stuff over here. That machine kind of has a mind of its own. Sometimes it'll buck you around and move around a little wild, so I didn't want to risk hitting anything. But I got the trench dug for the most part, at least this section of it. And then once again, I need to come out from the edge of the cabana, which this should be a little easier over here. We had a water leak with this little faucet over here, so this section was a little bit easier to dig. As you can see how the color of the dirt changes over there, it's a lot drier. So I may be able to either bring the Mini in this way and dig across here, or if I got to do it by hand, it's not the biggest issue. But I still need to bring the Mini out back here and start trenching down this way as well. We got a nice flow of water right there, and it's a lot cleaner now. Like I said yesterday, when it first started, it was trying to get out all the gunk and all the clay and dirt and all that nastiness out of there. And now that it's been running for a while, it's officially clean. The edge of the pond over here still has a little bit of a film on it, but like I said, this thing is gonna start filling up here soon. It looks like it's got pretty decent pressure for about 800 watts of solar pushing it right now. And that's why I'm trying to get all this stuff dug out so we can hook up the 110 over here from the cabana up to the solar. That way when the solar's not working, the electric will kick in and it'll continuously pump it. So this is the area also right here that we're thinking about putting the 500-gallon water tank, if that's what we go with. You're looking at probably a 10-foot stretch here. And I think Dad was saying possibly for me to make a 6x6 pad over here. And then like I said, the 500 gallons should fit right on top of it, and then we'll do all the other plumbing and stuff like that and get it shot out to my place eventually. But one thing at a time. I'm just glad that I didn't have to spend any money on any conduit, because that stuff's not cheap. And like I said, I was able to have that run all the way up to where the solar is. So I will have to cut the water off here after a while. I'm just gonna let it continue pumping. I got to run to my place, get some electric wire if I have enough. So I'm gonna do that first. We'll come back, try to see if it's enough. If not, then I'll have to go buy some or see if Dad has some in the shop. And then last thing we'll do is I'll cut the 1-inch PVC over there. Hopefully we have all the connections for it. I'll make sure I do before I cut anything. And then we'll adjust the water lines where they need to be, get everything buried in. Then we'll be ready to hook up the electric and hook the water back up. So anyways, I'm gonna run to my house real quick and we're gonna check back in. All right, I am done working for today, but that's not the end of the video. I still have some footage of part of the remodel of Mom and Dad's house. I'm just trying to do a little bit at a time, and did a little bit of work in Mom and Dad's bedroom, and then did something on the back porch just to help Mom out a little bit, make her life a little bit easier. And she has a hard time seeing, so figured I'd go ahead and change some bulbs and do a little bit of other stuff on the back porch. So hope you guys enjoy that footage. I'm gonna go back to my place now, edit this video, get it uploaded. Hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace. just like that. Simple upgrades. Makes it look a little bit newer in here. Matches the bathroom. I cut them a little bit smaller, that way there's room on each side of the blind, so when mom's trying to close them and open them, it'll open and close very easy. So perfect for her. She can easily open them. Have the view of the pond out this window over here, and then a view out this way of the salt cedars and grapevines and all their fruit trees and stuff. But yeah, I think it looks a little bit cleaner in here. Once again, the big test will be tonight when we close all these and see how mom likes it. If there's too much light, once again, I'll go back in and add some shades, but really like the way it looks in the bathroom. And over here, it just gives it more of a newer look. I'll be tackling this fan. I don't know if I'm gonna do it on this video or not, but I got a project out in the back porch I'm gonna work on. Just simple stuff, a little bit of cleaning, changing out lights, stuff like that. Simple upgrades that'll make things look a little bit better around here. So I'm gonna take a quick break. We're gonna meet back on the back porch, and then we're gonna get back to work. Alrighty, just like that, we are done. Got everything nice and cleaned up. Got the plants watered, bulbs replaced, cobwebs are gone. Tile looks nice and clean, it just needs to dry. Makes mom's life a little bit easier. She doesn't have to water her plants or come out here and clean right now. I got all the bulbs replaced for her since she has a little bit of issues seeing. That should make it a lot easier for her to see at night. These bulbs are pretty bright. And then I went ahead and cleaned the glass on the fans to make that a little bit brighter, and then all the glass on the windows and stuff and the doors went in there and just sprayed it down. So anyways, one other thing just checked off my list. Not quite sure what else I'm going to get into today. I know there's a million things we can, so I'm going to sit down and take a quick break, and then we're going to check back in. Alrighty, I'm going to call it a video. Still going to go back in and edit everything. It's a little bit later in the day. Got the dogs over there just relaxing. Tucker's on my bed relaxing. Did some stuff here, added in a few more decorations and stuff. Had to run into town, run some errands. I need to ship off my robotic lawnmower that I was having some issues with. I gotta get that sent back to Denmark, so I'm gonna go ahead and package that up. Enjoy the rest of my evening. Hope you guys enjoyed that video, and yeah, everything I can do over there to make mom and dad's life a little bit easier, I will. And in return, you guys are paying me by watching my videos, so I very much appreciate you guys. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace. Bye guys.
Take me back to South Texas roots, where my heart belongs, where my heart belongs. Take me back to South Texas roots.